here again, questions couples ask. There are a series of questions we have here with us that many couples asked that we could not answer on the just concluded program on Saturday. But I have some dignitaries here with me. By my immediate right, I have our diocesan pastor of Owerri Diocese, in the person of Pastor Alistair E.N. Odinukwe. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you, moderator. Thank you, viewers.
And my esteemed right is our brother Professor O.J. Onojo. He's the HOD of Cyber and Security Department. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you, moderator. Thank you, viewers.
Yeah. By my immediate left, I have with me here Pastor Christian Agunelu. He's the zonal pastor of Owerri Central Zone and also the secretary of the marriage committee, Watchman Catholic Charismatic Renewal Movement Owerri Diocese. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you, moderator. Thank you, viewers.
Seconded by our lovely brother, Pastor Chigozie Wiwu. Pastor Chigozie Wiwu is the unit parish pastor of Relief Parish and also is a businessman. So you're welcome.
Thank you, moderator. Good evening, viewers.
The last but not the least is our beloved pastor, Pastor Dr. Samuel Sebastian. He's the admin officer of the Watchman Catholic Charismatic Renewal Movement Owerri Diocese. So you're welcome.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, viewers.
Today, like we said, we are looking at some questions that we could not answer at the program of the concluded couples assembly. I want to start with number one question here with me. Here we have the person that wrote to us saying, I just noticed that our pattern of spirituality has really made our brothers and the husband that they do not know how to, one, pet and cuddle their wives, and do foreplay before intercourse, and also not to be too much spiritual in their Christian marriage. This is a wonderful question, and I want to call on our daddy, our pastor man, to talk on this. What will you say about this one, sir?
Yeah, the issue of being so spiritual that somebody cannot touch the wife, cannot play with the wife, is out of place. Completely out of place. Because now you have gotten married to the woman, you have the license to play with your wife, to cuddle your wife, to stay with your wife anyhow you want it. In the first place, if somebody felt that he's very spiritual, that he cannot touch with the wife, cannot play with the wife, the person is off the scriptures. I am going to back what I am saying now with what happened in the scriptures. We're going to read. So in Genesis chapter 26, that's a very big mistake some people are making. They don't have time to play. They don't have time to touch their wife. They don't have time to kiss their wives. Maybe they feel that if they do that, they are now carnal. In Genesis chapter 26, from verse 7, or the case when Isaac met King Abimelech, and then he told Abimelech that Rebekah was his sister. But let's read from verse 7 and see what happened. In Genesis 26, verse 7, say, I read.
Okay.
And the men of the place asked him of his wife. And he said, she is my sister. And he feared to say, she is my wife. Lest, said he, the men of the place should kill me for Rebekah, because she was fair to look upon. And it came to pass, when he happened there a long time, that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out at a window and saw, and behold, Isaac was sporting with Rebekah, his wife. And Abimelech called Isaac and said, Behold, of a surety, she is thy wife. And now sayest thou, She is my sister. And Isaac said unto him, Because I said, Lest I die for her. You see, Abimelech observed that the behavior of Isaac towards Rebekah was off from the behavior of a man to his sister. That was the reason he said, No, this must be the wife of this man. He saw them playing, he saw them caressing themselves, and he knew that no person will do this to his sister. So if you don't touch your wife, if you don't play with your wife, that is not spirituality. Thank you very much.
God bless you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I think he has made justice to this very question. Let's go straight to the second one. The second one says, brothers always find it difficult to say sorry. When they are on the wrong side, or when they offend the wives, that the brothers always find it difficult to say sorry. Is it true? I want to talk about Professor James. I'm not sure.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, is it true?
Yes, it happens. And what makes it happen, what motivates it most times, is pride and ego. And that is not supposed to exist between a man and his wife. At all times, the peace in the family is of ultimate importance. And what a man or a woman should do to keep that peace, it should be done. So whenever the man feels offended, the sister or the wife should be eager to say, I am sorry. And when it is vice versa, the other partner should also be eager to say, I am sorry, in order to restore the peace. And saying sorry too is supposed to show sincerity, that you are sincerely sorry. Sometimes there is a kind of sorry you say, and it appears like, let me say it to fulfill obligation.
Yes.
And the partner will also know that that sorry is not from the heart. And when such a sorry is said, most times that same offense is likely to repeat itself when the say sorry is not sincerely from the heart. So whenever we are saying we are sorry, we must endeavor to mean it.
Yes.
And that is how the situation will not repeat itself in the future.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome. Sorry is very important in marriage, like you said. Couples supposed to say sorry to each other, not only on the brother. So the person that wrote this question want to say it's not only brothers, also the wife should also say sorry when need arises. God bless you. This is another question we have here. We have so many questions, so we are working with time. The other one says, please explain this IVF. Pastor Sam, can you explain what IVF is?
Thank you. IVF is in vitro fertilization.
Yeah.
It is a scientific exercise, and it is medically innovated to help challenging couples that are finding difficult, a woman that is finding it difficult to conceive. In vitro fertilization, a sex cell from the man is being harvested, and a sex cell of the woman is being harvested, and the fertilization takes place in the lab. When that is done in the lab, then the mixture is being planted back to the womb of the sister, of the woman. The essence is to help fertilization to occur, because the couples are being challenged either on the side of the woman or on the side of the man.
Sure.
Particularly men that are having problem with sperm cell, could be as a result of low sperm cell, or as a result of a physically deformed sex cell, or as a result of mobility. There is what we call mobility, the ability of the sperm to swim through the system of the woman. When such is being challenged and it is making fertilization to occur, such kind of exercise can be adopted medically to assist a sister or a woman to conceive. And I believe that in our church that it is not prohibited.
Again, another question is that this issue of hormonal imbalance.
It can also, if there is a hormonal issue that is affecting the release of an egg on the side of the woman, it is hindering it, and they have tried medically to enhance the hormonal production, and it is being challenged. IVF can be resorted to help the sister or the woman to conceive.
Okay, so it's permitted in the
It's
church.
permitted.
Okay, God bless you, sir. The fourth question here says, as couples who desire to further studies academically for better efficiency in their profession, how do you advise they should go about it in terms of creating a balance with each other, with their children, and also to balance their finance to avoid a vacuum in any aspect? You know that the last couples assembly with the topic is striking a balance between career and the marriage. So from there, this question came up saying, how do these people handle this? The two of them want to enter into academic study. So what do we say about it, Professor Nojo?
Okay, thank you very much. Usually, it is important that the couples try to improve themselves academically, because ultimately it will also help the family. But that can only be achieved when the resources are available. If the husband and the wife confer with one another and discover that their resources are not adequate, the resources that they have is not adequate to carry the burden of the two going at once to study, they can reach the agreement of one going first and then later the other person goes. But if the resources, they have enough resources that can carry both of them and even the children, nothing forbids them from all going out if they have the admission to also study. But where the resources is not adequate, they should plan themselves out, reach an agreement on who goes first, and depending on the circumstances around them, who goes first and who goes after them.
Now, I want to also ask this question again. Maybe anybody want to answer. Now, based on the fact that we discussed on striking a balance between career and marriage, is it proper for the two couples to go into study at the same time? How do they manage this home? What will happen if, let's assume now, this person has a course to attend, maybe schooling at Unical, or the wife or is furthering her education in say Nsukka, or the family is in Owerri? How would they balance the thing to be able to do this? What do you say about that?
Let me help.
Okay.
When you come to academics and really in relation to the topic under discussion, striking a balance between career and marriage, couples that are coming into marriage, they are coming to build a home. The family should not be sacrificed at the altar of career.
Sure.
The idea should be, if the two of us are living, who takes care of the home? What about the children? What about the psychological makeup of the children? Who trains them?
Sure.
So somebody should be able to sacrifice. The husband could say, let me stay at home and take care of the children. The wife can say, let me stay, and this person should go, after which I will attend. So the most important thing there is the welfare of the children. The welfare of the children should be put under consideration. Somebody must sacrifice for the good of the children.
Yeah, that's good. Everything must be 50-50. For me, I believe that if career is not bad to pursue career, it's not bad to handle your marriage very well. So there must be 50. So one should support that. Either the other one stays and let the other one finish after you continue. There is no time you enter the education that is late. That is the simple truth. So let it not be a problem in the family. I must be the first that will go. Sometimes people will say, my age better have graduated before me. It's not a matter. You know, how far is not how well. So the well is that how did you be able to, the end of the whole thing matters. So we are saying before the house that as couples, they must have mutual understanding. Because from this question, in a situation whereby the sister is pressurizing, I must finish my education, and the brother is also having the same spirit, I will advise that such things should be, let there be understanding, let one step down for other to go. Praise the living God. Also, we have another question here with us that says, in some Christian homes, there are some wives that nag a lot, nagging. How can their husband handle such? As a Christian, he said, how can husband handle such kind of situation where the wife is a nagging woman? One, the question is should it be true that in a home there is a nagging woman? Then how will the husband handle such a nagging?
The possibility of having either the wife or the man nagging in the home is there. We are talking about marriage, and particularly Christian marriage. In a Christian home, there ought not to be nagging in the first place. If they are Christians, they are born again, they should understand that nagging shouldn't be part of the home. Whereby there is a situation like that, I think what the Bible recommends on how to handle that situation. If I may refer us to the book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7. And here it says, 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7. It says, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. The Bible talks about dwelling with them according to knowledge. The knowledge there will help the home, either the man whose wife is nagging, to understand, to have the knowledge that, in fact, the Bible says they are weaker vessels, and how to handle it now is tolerance, endurance, and then we pray. Go to the Lord in prayer, because a situation where the woman is nagging and the man himself flares up, there will be more trouble in the home. It doesn't settle it. It doesn't take care of the situation. But our advice is that when a situation comes up like that, the other party, the man should be able to endure it, tolerate it, knowing that they are weaker vessels, according to the Bible, dwell with them according to knowledge. Be able to control yourself, and then when the situation comes down, you find a better way to approach the woman to know why the nagging is there. Generally, there should be tolerance, there should be endurance, and then prayers will take care of the situation. With time, the whole thing will be taken care of.
What they are saying is there is as a woman who is a nagging woman, there is hope that such person will repent one day.
I believe in God.
Okay, Daddy, I wanted to make some contributions on this. Is there anything you want to say more on that?
Yeah, actually, just like he said, there are people that are nagging. It can come from a man, it can come from a woman, depending the nature of the people. But he has made a point that he shouldn't be in the Christian home. Because before somebody says a Christian, there are things that have been removed from him. If it's not removed, the person is far from being a Christian. So that is why if the man is nagging, the woman on her part, because it can be coming from the man, can be coming from the woman. The person that asked the question, particularize it, nagging woman. but it can come from a man. There are men that are nagging. So if you happen to marry such a man, you need to learn how to pray so that God will bring him to his senses to know that that kind of lifestyle, not a Christian life. And more so, like he said, the issue of tolerance. When the person is nagging, may I say this, very important. If you happen to stay with somebody that is nagging, as the thing comes upon him or her, don't say A or B. Don't say anything, because if you begin to talk, you begin to nag them more. But when you keep quiet, you will nag. After a while, you will get tired. You will go and rest. But if you are responding, wow, trouble will continue to escalate. So that my advice is such a situation, whether it's from the man or from the woman, number one, let the other person pray and let him or her learn to tolerate and keep quiet at that point in time the person is nagging. That's my candid advice.
Thank you very much. I want to come to Pastor Chigozie now. Take this question. He said, "Sir, my question is this. In the issue of providing for the family, we observe that our sisters are passing through hard times in the hand of their husbands. How can the husband provide appropriately, that the husband does not provide appropriately for the family? What will the sister do? What do you have to say in a situation where the husband is not providing appropriately and the woman is passing through hard times? What will you say about it?"
Okay, thank you, the moderator. I want to say that it is the duty of the husbands to provide for the family. That is the way God has made it, and that is the way it should be. So, a man not providing for his family, the Bible, if I might quote, 1 Timothy chapter 5. 1 Timothy chapter 5. Let's read verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he had denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. So, according to the Bible here, it is the duty of any husband, most especially Christian husbands, to provide for the need of the family. If they refuse to do such, they have not only denied the faith, but the Bible says they have become worse than infidel, that unbelievers. So husbands should endeavor to provide for their families, to take care of their families. That woman is not there to suffer. Did not marry her to kill her with suffering. Married her to take care of her. So you should be able, as a man, to do the much you can. That is one. On the other hand, the sister should also understand, if the man of the heart that have been providing, possibly as a result of one misfortune or the other, is no longer able to provide for the family. There, for instance, the man is no longer healthy, and so he doesn't go out for his business, or has lost his job and is looking for another one. The woman should understand, and at such time be able to stand with the husband. Apart from that, the other area is being able to provide adequately for the family. Well, it depends on what we mean by providing adequately, because sometimes some of our women, or even our sisters, usually they go out and borrow from other families. If a family is earning probably 50,000 naira a month, you don't expect him to that is spend like the one that is getting 1 million naira or 500,000 naira monthly. So that is the ability to spend. What they have, the resources in their hands cannot be the same. And so our sisters should be able to understand that their husbands, that this is the much they can do based on what they are earning. I think the right word there is contentment.
Yeah.
They need to be contented with whatever the man is able to provide. That is what I want to say on that.
Okay. Living according to their levels or their needs, or according to what they are having.
Yes,
their
what is
source of income.
available.
Yes. Okay, sir. That's right.
On another note, very important that the man is the head of the family to provide. But whereby the man, maybe because like he said, lost his job or something happened, the woman should fill the gap too. There are some women, they have resources, they have money, but they felt that providing for the family is the man. They won't bring out their money. They are banking their money somewhere, keeping it, using it to buy wrapper and all that, kitting themselves. And then to buy clothes for the children must be the man. To do everything must be the man. Their money never come out. But in this case, it's important that the woman should support the husband, especially when the man's resources have gone down. The woman need to come in. Very important. Thank you very much.
Now I want to ask this. There's a question I want to add to this. Is it good in a family to share responsibilities? In a situation whereby, because with this now, let's achieve in a situation whereby this person is asked to be paying rent, this one is asked to pay school fees. Is it good to share responsibilities in marriage? How do we go about it? Because if a man is doing one thing or the other, maybe at the end of the day, the woman says he's not being adequate. For me, in a family where there are responsibilities and responsibilities shared, I don't think the woman will be saying this man is not taking her property or getting adequately. So my question, in addition with this, is it good to share responsibility in home? Yeah, answer that.
It depends on what we mean by sharing responsibilities.
I have given an instance of maybe rent. Yeah.
In the first place, if you were in the meeting, I think Pastor James told us how they are living.
Sure.
He told us that their money is one place, and the wife happened to be the person that is there every day. Before the wife gets a job, like he told us, that he was doing everything, and but he will get the money, he will give to the wife, because the wife happened to be a very good manager, financial manager.
Sure.
Now, by the time the wife started working, they still put the money together. Now, sharing responsibility simply is as a result of not understanding themselves. That's for me. That's everybody. So you have the responsibility of paying house rent. I have the responsibility of paying school fees. You have the responsibility of buying food. For me, I don't think it doesn't. It's not a good system.
So,
It should be together. Simple. That's my thinking, and that is the correct way of handling family.
Pastor.
Again, the man of the house should be able to be humble enough to know where his strength lies. Just like Pastor James said that there are women that manages finance more than men. There are women that knows business more than men. There are women that knows more one thing or the other more than the man of the house. So it must not be because I am the man that I should be in charge of money. It cannot be that because I'm the man that I must be in charge at all times. So the man of the house should be humble enough to say, this is the strength of my wife. She has this ability. She will be able to do that, and she should carefully allow her to take that role. There are some men, they are civil servants. They don't know how to manage money, but they know that their wife can do it better. So what they do is to hand over their finances to their wife. And they themselves will look back and say, what and what can I do well, even though I am the man of the house? So humility is very is key to what we are talking about.
Sure.
And the ability to recognize strength in a house is also another key to this issue. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. Let's go to the sixth question here that says, what counsel can you give to someone who is fulfilling his career in a system where there are working laws that are near parallel with the laws of marriage, especially when that person is an underworker? When somebody is working in a place where the laws of the job is parallel with the laws of marriage, what would the person do? My answer here is, let the person meet his pastor or her pastor for counseling.
So simple.
That should be the answer.
That should be.
So let the person meet the pastor for counseling.
Explain properly.
Yeah, these things are subjective. Sometimes the way it is in this other place might not be the same it is in another place.
Sure.
So meet your pastor for counseling.
Sure.
Let's go to the next question. Oftentimes we talk about how wives should satisfy their husbands sexually. We talk a lot about how they should be receptive towards the husband's sexual needs. My question is, shouldn't it be mutual? Shouldn't husband tend to their wife's sexual satisfaction, or does sexual satisfaction in marriage rely on when the man stays it? Pastor Sam.
Yes, when we talk about sexuality in marriage, let us look at, Pastor James will look at from the scriptural point of view. Let me talk from the biological point of view,
Okay.
or scientific point of view. First and foremost, before we became Christians, we are a living organism. We are biological being. Then there are components of biological being. Sensuality is part of it. And when it comes to sensuality or sensual satisfaction, there are organisms that are sexually active, and there are some other organisms that are sexually inactive. The male organism can be sexually active, the female organism can be sexually active, and vice versa. And there are times, or there are areas in the body that arouses the urge or curiosity for sex. The woman should be humble enough. The woman should be shy free, because she is living with her man, her husband. From the Bible point of view, they are not ashamed to be naked, so they are one. She should be able to be at liberty to say to her husband, this is where you can touch me, this is what you should do, this is what you should educate the husband.
Okay.
Feel free to approach the husband when she has the need. And the man should also feel free to tell the wife, say, touch me here, do this, do that. And they should learn themselves, and they should enjoy it as the Bible requires. So it should not be the affair of the woman coming all the time. It should not be the affair of the man coming all the time. But they should learn that it is a mutual thing. It is a mutual thing. But one point that I want to point out there is this, that the man should be able to know, my wife, is she sensually active? My husband, the woman should be able to know, my husband, is he sensually active? If a man is inactive, it becomes the role of the woman that she should not be shared, that she should put a little energy, a little effort to arouse the man, to be available, to disturb, because it is her right.
Sure.
Then if it is the woman that is inactive, it becomes an unpaid tax kind of for the man, because originally she is a woman, plus she is inactive. So the woman should do psychologically, biologically, scripturally, whatever that can do to put her on the top of the matter, arouse her, cuddle her, romance her, know where she can touch her, to bring her up, to bring her to orgasm, so that they can enjoy what the Bible says they should enjoy. Thank you.
God bless you.
Yes, thank you very much. Like he rightly said, it's a mutual thing.
Yeah.
And coming to sexual satisfaction, it is the duty of the man to always ensure that he brings the wife to satisfaction, because it is usually easier for men to get to satisfaction faster than the women. And so it becomes the responsibility of the man to always make it a point of duty also to bring the wife to satisfaction so that she doesn't feel cheated or ignored.
Like she said there, because I know that this is a question from a woman, said, does sexual satisfaction in marriage rely on when the man needs it? Like this one.
So it's not only about the man. If the woman feels like it, she's also obliged to feel free to go to the man and ask for it. Vice versa. Just like the man also can go to the wife to ask for it. If, in fact, sometimes when it becomes one-sided, the party that always comes for it will begin to feel that why should it always be me?
Yeah.
And so sometimes if he has the urge, he can decide, let me pretend as if I'm not even interested and see whether this woman will come for it.
Yeah.
Sometimes the joy of it is when it comes from either way. It doesn't have to be one-sided.
Yes.
Let me add a here. Before we conclude on this point, there is need for us to ask this question. Why sex in marriage? Why is it that God allows sex in marriage? What is the role of sex in marriage? If the couple should understand the significance of sex in marriage, they should now see it as a duty that the two owns each other. Why sex? Sex, the Bible made us to know that the union is built for companionship, togetherness, to kill the idea of loneliness. What happens to the man that have labored, the Adam that have labored in the field, they turn you home? Nothing to relax the nerves, nothing to make her hormones to come down, nothing to strengthen himself. What happens to the pastor that have spent all the day in the church, counseling, preaching, exhausting energy? What relaxes him? It's God in his omnipotency, God in his infinite wisdom knows that I cannot advise this pastor, go on drop, go for entertainment, go there and laugh and relax, go to the club for relaxation. He decided to provide him comfort at home, the word comfort at home, the word relaxation at home, the word peace at home. These are the things that the man needs to cool down himself. So those things that beer provides in the parlor, in the beer parlor, those things that football, entertainment takes care of in the hotel, and seeing that the man is not always there, that is what sex provides. Provides togetherness. It helps to bring the couples together. For which, the most of the time they say, tell this thing to your organ in the bedroom. Use bedroom wisdom. Use bedroom idea. There is power in the bedroom, and that bedroom they are talking about is what? Sex.
Thank you very much. I really made a point there. Okay, that is good.
Remember the person that asked this question said, shouldn't this thing be? Is it only the man that will have sexual satisfaction when he wants it? Many a times, women will shy away. They won't be bold. When there is urge, there is a human being. If she has the urge, she should demonstrate it by approaching the urge. Even if he didn't say it, there's an approach a woman will make to the husband in the bedroom. The man will know that this woman is wanting me. Let the person not just go and then behave anyhow. And again, if the person has the urge, there is the kind of dressing the person will put on. The man will know that this woman
Needs me.
that's the truth.
Yeah, it's true.
But by the time you now go home, put your wrapper, tie your head, and close everything, and you still want the man to come around, it will be difficult. And the man can only come when he has the urge himself. So if the woman has the urge, he knows how to demonstrate it. Very simple. Because they have it.
Yes.
They have their own.
Yes.
It's one of the reasons the issue of people living in one room is not encouraged, it's not advisable. Somebody asked the question that day.
Yes.
People living in one room, how were they with the grown-up children? It is not advisable. Though the question was answered,
Yes.
somebody told them they should apply wisdom. It is not good at all. There is no wisdom to apply in that. Better find accommodation that will accommodate at least a human family. One room, that is where your children, your daughter, your sons are staying, no matter their age. It's not the best way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The satisfaction, like she said, that is it not only a man that needs it. We are saying that to a woman also, whenever you need it, you know what to do to attract your husband. We have had it all. And then on the side of women, I like the issue of dressing well, putting the best to seduce your husband.
Sure.
It's not only when the husband needs it. If you need it, find a way to
Seduce him.
draw the man. Sometimes the man will come back and see the way the wife sleeps. It will attract the man. So seduce your husband is what I want you to do. When you seduce it, you begin to lead. And I pray that you begin to lead in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Let's go to the next question. The next question is, if someone is a businesswoman before and now the business has stopped, how can the woman do to support the family? Can you answer?
Yes. When it happens in marriage,
Sure.
somebody could be doing a business and misfortune strikes the business temporarily. The individual is obliged to think of alternative, legitimate businesses to do that will not make the person offend God. Look for something, another option of something to do. And I will also advise that at this point, that is why it is not advisable for people to settle for less. Settling for less, I mean here is banking on remaining on one business, especially youths. At the growing age, it's advisable that youths, even before they get married, begin to learn different trades. Because you never can tell which one will eventually help you later in life. So in such situations, if it's a youth probably that had learned how to plait hairs when the youth was coming up, then that individual, that wife, has already something to fall back to. She could just start going from house to house, making people's hairs to also achieve income to support the family.
There is something I wanted you to contribute here, because sometimes experience is the best teacher. During the time of whether it's COVID-19 as a lecturer,
Exactly.
there is a time there was no money.
Yes.
Money was not flowing from
Yes.
the what did you do that time?
Exactly.
So that the person will know
Yeah.
that if he stops, he can also they can
Yeah,
open it.
that's the skill acquisition thing I talked about.
Mm.
There was a time, actually, what motivated me was frustration. I'm somebody that hates oppression, naturally. So whenever I get oppressed, I feel terribly bad. And I try to do what I can do to stop the oppression. So I felt seriously oppressed by tailors. I give them clothes to make my clothes, and they spoil it for me. And then the last one was when I bought an expensive fabric, and I looked for a tailor. I got to Millennium. Millennium is a businessman who sells quality Italian wares along weather to make this particular fabric, because I bought it expensive. And they insisted that I should pay 15,000 naira, because they told me they don't make clothes for customers. And then, out of need, I gave to them to do. Eventually, they spoiled it too. And I became frustrated. So I got angry and decided that I was going to learn how to make clothes and make my own wares myself. So what I was doing was, when I returned from work in the evening, I went and registered somewhere. I would go and learn around 4 o'clock.
Our viewers, thank you for staying with us. We'll see some other time in this very program with John's Couple Stars. See you next time. I still remain your host and the presenter, Pastor Emeka Amat. God bless you.